Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic Dino action. Hopefully you're having a good night, a good morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is you are watching this. Continuing with the super duper powerful Ghalta Primal Hunger, still 4 copies. Probably at least for the rest of this week. I'll continue using 4 copies. I might try some list that involves 3, maybe have some other cards that can search for a big powerful creature or just a creature in general and still get to see this thing, this amazing 12/12 trample dinosaur still often. But a little bit of changes tonight. I was searching for something that was cheap, is it permanent, could help us get out of sticky situations or at least buy us time. Mainly a permanent, just to increase the total number of those for Wayward Swordtooth here. Getting to 10, ascending and being able to attack and block a little bit more often. That brought me to Pacification Array. Switching out Commune with Dinosaurs for this. Oh, excuse me. Both things costing 1. Now Commune with Dinosaurs, of course, for 1 green it could be finding a permanent. For the most part, well, we would always be grabbing a permanent with Commune, so in the same way it's kind of like Commune itself is also a permanent. Might not be able to play the thing that we draw or get from the top 5 cards, but Pacification Ray is... Oh, what's up, Adam? How's it going? Dino Lords, yes. Going to be very exciting. I may not use Pacification Ray a whole lot, but I was very intrigued. For 1, it's fantastic to have a turn 1 play. Maybe, you know, we got Blast Zone or we're bringing in Scavenger Grounds against Grease Fang, anything graveyard related. But just the fact that Pacification Array can be played with a source of red, green, doesn't matter. Paying 2 to tap target artifact or creature. That could actually buy us quite a bit of time. It could leave the opponent open. If we get multiples of these, tap down the biggest stuff that they have, and then we just fly through with our stuff. If we're worried and we haven't got a body down quite yet, hoping to draw something, whatever it is, a Pacification Ray, maybe 2 Pacification Rays, could just buy us time. But for the most part, there should always be some deck that we face. It'll have an artifact or it'll have a creature. A very good use. Pacification Array right there. Otherwise, everything is pretty much all the same. Nothing too crazy in the sideboard. Although we do have Tameo Safekeeping to bring that hexproof and indestructible and bring our chances up, saving some creature. I was actually thinking of starting off game 1, having Tameo Safekeeping in place of Pacification Array here. Just because pretty much every deck is going to have some interaction, some removal, but the indestructible part, our dinosaur wouldn't die, so we can win a trade, or we can at least block something, stop ourselves from taking a lot of damage, and still be left with that fantastic body afterwards. Gain a bit of life as well is always quite welcome. Other than that, I think everything's the same. Let's get right into it. November 3rd, yeah. Almost thought it was November 4th. Yeah, hopefully you're having a good night, Adam, and hopefully we have a good night here. Ooh, Maniski. We'll see if people play fast or if there's some glitches. There was an update around noontime, probably about 12 or so hours ago, and it just made people not be able to connect. The servers were down, and I still think things are a little bit funny. So if we're waiting for somebody to do something, it may be because those kinks and hiccups haven't quite been resolved, or they've just been added to, unfortunately. Now this hand, we can make this work. Mono red? Hard to say. Mono red. Yeah, well, that does make sense. Mono red, Obosh, the Prey Piercer. Oh, this looks pretty good. Definitely nice with Turntimber Symbiosis here. I almost didn't realize I have 2 lands, but Obosh, the Prey Piercer. Oh gosh, this is not good. Going second against mono red is not a pretty sight usually. A lot of creatures with a mana value of 1, 3, 1 and 3 basically. Odd mana values. Obosh making them deal even more damage. If it wasn't already bad enough. Well, Blast Zone is going to be our friend here. A lot of permanence at 1. Not so much at 3, but a lot at 1. This should be good. And it's very nice to see that Karplusan Forest. Hopefully Marauding Raptor survives. Even if it doesn't, you know, we got Turntimber. We got that single copy of the Great Henge to start gaining some life. Maybe buy us a little bit of time against this painful mono red. I bet they have something that deals 2 damage or 1 damage. I need to preserve Marauding Raptor at all costs. I hope. There it is. I mean, it's pretty painful. Oof, already down that much. The question is, Forest, certainly. Wayward Swordtooth for 2. I like that. I mean, we may have been dead already. I'm going to take the ping and get a second Wayward down to 7. Oh, it is painful. I'm actually going to take out Chandra there. Turn off their ramp, their little bit of damage. That feels pretty good. Can't unfortunately block with the Waywards, but yeah, if they have something that deals 2. Hey, really nothing you can do in those situations. Yeah. Well, we try our best. Certainly makes me wish I had Ripjaw Raptor. I still think it may be more right to have Ripjaw in the mix than not have it, even though Ripjaw can die quite a bit. But against a deck like this, it always... Whew, I miss Ripjaw. Whenever it's dealt damage, you draw a card. Very painful against a deck like this. Whether or not you start off with Ripjaw or have them in the sideboard. Of course, something like Shifting Ceratop's quite a bit more versatile than Ripjaw. It's probably better to start with this thing than that. Tamiyo's safekeeping. I like Tamiyo's. Gain that life. Pacification Ray, not going to do a whole lot for us. They have so many little creatures. Tapping 1 is not going to do a lot, which this might actually be pretty good against mono green. Tapping down one of their big things, but we'll take it out for now. Blast Zone. Oh, I almost forgot the Blast Zone there. That's the ticket against this specific variation. Cut a Castle Embereth. Yeah. Possibly could have cut Yadara Wandering Monster for Shifting Ceratops just to have a much cheaper body quite a bit earlier. But I feel pretty good. Excuse me, friends. Look, we got Blast Zone. That is exciting stuff. Yeah, 4 lands, Blast Zone, Tamiyo's, Ghalta. If we could land the Queen early. Whew. But just the fact that Tamiyo's gains us 2 life, sometimes that 2 life is the deciding factor. There have been some games where I've played multiple Tamiyo's on lands and stuff simply just to gain the life, surprisingly surviving in the face of some nasty aggression. It's done the trick in a pinch. Maybe I could add some more ways to gain life, but we are getting another dinosaur in the Brothers' War. I saw it recently spoiled 2 and a red. similar cost to Rampaging Ferocidon, which also shuts down life, but this one, something Slagmaw. Toon red for a 4/3. Whew. That's going to be good. I'm very excited about it. And it's an uncommon as well. 4/3 Trample, I believe it has. I'm definitely going to be jamming that for at least a few days. Oh, man, we got Blasto now. Okay. So even if we had Raptor and lots of other creatures, something like Soulscar Mage turning damage into 1/1 counters, we don't get the benefit of Enrage or, well, anything. It just slows all our chances down to a crawl. But we're going to take out Soulscar Mage and both Kumano faces Kakazan. Yeah, Wayward Swordtooth, just because we have 2 lands here. See if they target it. I don't think they will. I'd probably rather Tameo Safekeeping to save somebody else. But you never know. Maybe they expend some gas on it because they're a little bit worried about it in the future. Oh, the Chain Whirler, that is not good. But that is pretty good. No, I'm just going to go with Regisaur Alpha. Hope for the best. Ghalta next turn for 2, Tameo's Safekeeping. Get us to 10 permanents. Hopefully they don't kill anybody. But likely they do have some stuff that deals damage. Or would have dealt damage. Oh, alright. Probably Embercleave, unfortunately. Interesting. We still take some stuff out. We're not dead yet. Good old Topiary Stomper left for 2. Play the Queen. That's the dream. Now, yeah, let's attack with Wayward Swordtooth. Try and get a little bit of damage in. Still have the token in Ghalta to block. It might be enough. I may have... Probably should have just held Wayward Swordtooth back there. They gotta at least be a little bit scared. Okay. They could have play with fire or something. It could be rough. Oh, skewer the... yeah. Wouldn't really have mattered too much. Yeah, that's mono reg. Can't really do anything. Sweeper could have helped. Maybe popping a Blast Zone a little bit earlier. Then we would have been behind the land. Sometimes not drawing enough lands and then having Blast Zone, gauging whether to pop it and go down a total number of lands or just continually play some of the big beaters. That is a bit of a dilemma. Mortificator. Oh, yeah, basically. Where did the chat go? Okay, okay. I missed the chat, but... Oh, this looks good. Too slow, yeah. We'll make something work. I always like seeing a bunch of lands plus Wayward Swordtooth, even though you don't have Huntmaster, Marauding Raptor, things like that. I like giving it a go. We've got Yadara Wandering Monster, which we can cycle. Now, there's a very good chance we'll get to 7 and be able to play it. Possibly 6 if we get some cost reduction, but I'll cycle it here and we'll see what happens. Maybe this is the game that we cycle Yadaro the 4th time, getting onto the battlefield for 1 in a red. That'd be pretty sweet. I can't counter this, huh? Maybe they have something at instant speed that they can do. Okay. Oh, ooh, look at this. It's definitely got to be Wayward Swordtooth. That's for sure. And hope they don't have a counter spell. Good. Next turn could be Kiora. And playing both of these lands will be at a total of 6 if Wayward Swordtooth is still sticking around. So Kiora and then Wayward, draw a card. Or maybe just Wayward Swordtooth plus Ghalta. That would be pretty satisfying. I think I'll definitely try for that. Well, they've kind of seen what we're all about. Sneaky rum and coke. Oh, okay. Hopefully it serves you well. Like this hand seems like it's going to serve me well. As long as this Wayward sticks around, and then this one. Total 10 reduction. We can play Ghalta next turn. Oh, okay. Definitely play both those lands in the next one. And hope for the best. Gorilla Glue number 4. Ooh. Celebrating a new job, huh? Well, going good. Doing good, I think. Whenever we get to play the Queen. Quite fantastic. Now, what do they got up their sleeve? That's the question. Something for Ghalta, perhaps. A little bit scared, I would imagine, but yeah, that Gorilla Glue number 4. Good stuff. It is nice, since it is Yorion, Fires of Invention. We got Boseiju, which we can play because we've got Ghalta, a legendary creature, down. Its channel ability actually is reduced to only a single green. This could be very nice indeed. We're taking out that Fires of Invention, I say. Just accept it for what it is, and yeah. Nothing much else to it. Go on with your life, pretty much. You know what? I'm going to keep that Boseiju back, just in case. Certainly get this Kiora down. Plus Topiary Stomper. Oof. Very, very nice. We get to... Well, we're already at 10 total permanents. We'll be at 7 lands also with Topiary. So we're turning on the Waywards and the Topiaries and drawing a card. This is going to get out of control. Fast. We'll untap Ghalta when we swing with it for sure. We still have one left over for Rockfall Vale. Ooh. Or for Boseiju when they do play that Fires of Invention. Down to 1. Oh, my goodness. Definitely been loving the single copy of Kiora, Behemoth, Beckoner. Boom. That's a lot of damage. But yeah, the single copy of Kiora, absolutely has been fantastic. I may up it even to 2 copies. Possibly 3 copies, just because it ramps, it draws cards, and especially anything that cares about 4 power or 4 or greater power with Topiary and Wayward. I think it makes absolute sense to have something like this. Grook's Uprising, a couple other things. Does the trick. Does not hurt, that's for sure. But we know what we're facing. Yadaro. I could see myself cutting Yadaro, wanting to go a little bit faster against this scary deck. Shifting for sure, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I kind of do like Pacification Ray. They play only a couple things a turn, maybe some big heavy hitter. Pacification Ray, tapping it down. Maybe they play Fires of Invention for their first spell. They can only play 1 spell afterwards for that turn, and it's some big whatever. This thing, tapping it, leaving them completely open still for our next following turn, maybe leading to lethal. I think that would be nice. Let's keep it in. Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna prioritize Boseiju. Really have to take out Fires of Invention ASAP or Enigmatic Incarnation. Either one, it's gonna get out of control. But hey, Adam, you said shifting for sure, and look what it's given us. Beautiful. Get to play something. Turn 1, it's a permanent. Turn on that Wayward Swordtooth a little bit easier, and yeah, delicious. You said it. Well, that's the thing with Pacification Ray. If I wasn't using Wayward Swordtooth, requiring a total of 10 permanents, I probably wouldn't use Pacification Ray, but I think it just makes a decent bit of sense. It's an uncommon, doesn't hurt, at least for tonight. Use it, see how it feels, and can't be terrible, that's for sure. Definitely unexpected for the opponent. Nobody plays that thing. Maybe for good reason, but yeah, it's got potential. Oh, I was even thinking of Pacification Array. What can it tap down? Well, boom, right there. Reflection of Kikijiki. When it flips, after it comes back around to them, and it could be tapping to make a token. We just force them to tap it at an inopportune moment. Pacification Array, either they make a copy of something, or they just simply let Reflection be tapped, and then it's just sitting there being a dud, useless. Could help us out. Ooh, that, yeah, Transmogrified Titan of Industry, that might be it. I was so sure it would be Fires of Invention. But Pacification Array, oh, just, yeah, they got it destroyed. Yeah, Kiki and their upkeep for sure. Hidden technique, secret art, jutsus, 100%. It may not be enough, but I mean, you guys, yeah, good game. But you can see, if Titan of Industry wasn't able to destroy Pacification Array, that would have been pretty sweet. Tapping that big thing down. Ooh, scary. Do we have a slim chance, possibility to do something? I think we'll still try it. Marauding plus Shifting Ceratops. Get some more lands next turn. We might get Ghalta, big enough stuff. We do have enough with Marauding and Shifting to double block and take out the Titan of Industry. And hope they don't have another Transmogrify. Targeting that Fire Prophecy. Yeah, Adam, I think you prophesized that it's a good game, but I'll try it, at least for another turn. I would imagine Titan of Industry attacks. You know what that calls for. I'm definitely not blocking with Shifting. Maybe it would be nice. Nah, we'll take it. See if we draw the queen coming up. That's not Ghalta. Is this the queen? That's not Ghalta. Yeah, that's gonna do it. We ain't busting through that for sure. Okay. Now we got a bit of a better idea. Bouncer's beat down. I mean, that is really the only single target interaction to take out those creatures and stop transmogrify. It's got a decent amount of ways to make creature tokens, so it's going to be pretty hard to stop it completely. Got to go as fast as possible for sure. I still like the pacification ray. Let's keep that in. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Hope to go as fast as possible. Maybe get a Great Henge down, Regisaur Alpha, tons of mana, be able to barf Dino after Dino in a single turn and attack with pretty much everything. And due to that haste, oh, whenever that pops off, my goodness. But this hand right here might be that turn 3 hasty Ghalta, although they do have Fire Prophecy. 1 in the red, 3 damage. Put a card from their hand on the bottom of their library, and then they can draw a card. A very, very fantastic, fantastic removal. But this could be just about as explosive as possible. Would really only need 1 Huntmaster, but we'll hope for the best. Cross your fingers. No Fire Prophecy. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is nasty, guys. Your last Fudgesicle. Oh, that's not right. That can't happen. That's not good. But at least this hand is good. Unfortunately, we're only at 8. I would play Otepec Huntmaster if it would temporarily get us to 10 permanents. That is not the case. And boom, look at that. Look at that. That's still pretty darn good. Man, gotta love it. Even though it's 1 green for a 5/5, we were able to play 1 extra land. We couldn't, and we didn't have any extra lands for the second copy, but we got a good chance of turning on Wayward Swordtooth next turn. They gotta be, just a fable. Transmogrify could be coming down. Well, never mind, because we're going to be slamming with the good stuff. 4 times. We get to attack with everything. The token has to block a Wayward or Marauding Raptor. If they block Huntmaster, that's exactly lethal right there. The 10 plus 4 to get us 14. They have to have Transmogrify next turn at the very least, but they don't have a creature, so we may have bought ourselves some time. That's a very key thing with Wayward, having lots of cheap stuff. In the past, I didn't have as much early things, and it was just kind of Dudley. Very rarely I would be turning on Wayward Swordtooth, getting to those 10 permanents, but upping the land count, certainly, of course, that always makes sense with Wayward Swordtooth, increasing the chances of playing multiple lands. But the Topiary Stomper, a fantastic pairing in addition. I don't think they're getting out of this one. Yeah, I love Fudgesicles. Man, it's been a long time since I've had them. The Crone War does not save you. Boom. Got him. Look at that. Now that is aggression. You don't even need to see Ghalta. When you're playing a 5/5 for a single green and buffing Marauding Raptor there so for 1 green you get the 5/5 and you get 2 extra damage if Marauding Raptor can connect, of course. You hope Marauding Raptor can connect and you get the benefit of that temporary boost in power. Just dump everything, power that thing up, but because Wayward Swordtooth of course has 5 toughness, the very fantastic fact that it survives 2 pings from 2 maraudings that has come in handy more often than not. Topiary Stomper, of course, dies, but it has the enter battlefield effect of just grabbing a land, so we still get the benefit of ramping and then the boosts of power. Don't really like the looks of that. Nah, I'm gonna keep it. Don't want to see something way worse. Ooh. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Hey, you can only discard one thing. Oh, now that is what it's all about. And certainly, now seeing the deck it is, Rakdos, discarding things, ugh, scary. It's nice to have lands, something stable. A bunch of maraudings, and yeah, that would not have been a pretty sight. Hopefully they don't take a marauding, but no. Fatal Push is good. We still got Wayward Swordtooth ramping quite nicely. Get to 5 next turn. Possibly play Regisaur Alpha. Ooh, it's not Regisaur, but that good old pacification ray. I think we're going to cycle Yidaro. Possibly get a land or some creature for 2. Boom. Love it. Maybe could have held on to Yidaro, but I felt like, yeah. Let's cycle it the second time. Oh, this is looking pretty good. All right. Oh, if they don't take out a Wayward, we may get to 10 permanents next turn. Oh, look at that. They had nothing. They had a turn 1 Thoughtseize. We stayed positive. A Fatal Push. Boom. I'd be really interested to see what they had in their hand. Certainly, Bouncers beat down against this deck big time. Tag that Kroxa, even if we don't kill it, just before it's sacrificed and goes to the graveyard for that first time. Bam. It's exiled, and we don't have to worry about it. Very lovely. Even if you don't kill it, if it dies other ways that turn, yeah, that's a nice, very nice interaction. And of course, Bouncers beat down, making use of the big, powerful dinos that we may not be able to attack or block with, Wayward and Topiary. Something like fighting or dealing damage equal to power, those sorts of things. Very, very useful with these guys. I mean, the previous match, we played Wayward Swordtooth for a single green. There's a good chance we'd have a lot, or at least 1 or 2 mana left over to fight and take out somebody. Hopefully at instant speed, but Pacification Ray, I say we drop that. I really want the Tameo safekeeping. Yidaro was pretty nice, but I'd rather cut 3 Huntmasters there. Just because we are on the draw, unfortunately. Maybe bring in the Huntmasters next game, but certainly Tameos might help us out. Ooh, oh, wow. Look at that. We're saying goodbye to Marauding. Unfortunately, they have the information about Bouncer's beatdown. I would think Marauding. Unless they have Fatal Push in hand, then they'll get rid of Wayward Swordtooth. Interesting. So maybe they don't have a Fatal Push. Another helping... Oh, that sounds like a pretty bad time. Gorilla Glue, huh? Maybe it keeps you regular. Everything you eat binds to it. Can't imagine it would be too nice. Send shivers down your spine. Yeah, let's go with the Wayward, the Forest, and we have 1 left over for Bounce. Oh, yikes! We're not going to target Graveyard Trespasser. Maybe if they use removal on Wayward Swordtooth. Bouncers beat down very good, but getting to 5 next turn, potentially, if we draw another land, we'll get to 6. Boseiju plus the land. Marauding for 2. Oh, not quite. Now Boseiju, always quite nice, but let's get some good stuff down. Marauding, Wayward, and still have 1 green left over for that Bouncers. See if they play that Kroxa next turn or Liliana of the Vale. Big time. Oh. Well, they don't have enough to escape Kroxa, which is nice. They have to take somebody out, or else they're staring down both of those Wayward Swordtooths next turn. We'll be at 10 permanents quite nicely. Gotta be as fast as possible, I would imagine. Oh, Extinction Event. They're going to name Odd, leaving Marauding Raptor, or they might name Even. We'll see. Okay. Very, very good. That was quite nice. And still, we have 1 for Bouncers. Still can't escape Kroxa. Play something black. That's alright. Hopefully it's Liliana of the Vale. Nuts. Make a sacrifice. Marauding Raptor. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's what you want to top deck, my friends. Boom. Now that is a thing of beauty, bringing the pain to Rakdos midrange in lovely, lovely fashion. Oh. Man, that is... doesn't get a lot better than that. Maybe if I beat Mono Blue Spirits in 2. That is going to be hard to top for the night. But that was still pretty good. 2 Regal for Rakdos. Regal... Regisaur Alpha. Just the threat of Ghalta, but you can see lots of cheap bodies, pretty good chance to turn on Wayward Swordtooth. Sometimes, luckily, we don't need the Queen. Of course, Ghalta really gets the job done, but still, not even seeing Ghalta some games, even with 4 copies, leaves me a little bit sad. But Try My Soup again, we faced Try My Soup last night, I think. Maybe they're still using the same list. I forget what it was, but this hand is not going to do it. Oh, that is the one. You know what? I'll send Yadaro to the bottom. I want to keep all these lands plus Pacification Ray. Definitely. Ooh. Azorius Control. Yeah, I think Try My Soup was on Azorius Control last night. Either way, it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. Do our best. Pacification Array not doing a whole lot against Azorius, but, you know, we could tap down the Flying Shark token. I could see that. I bet they have a sensor, so let's not even try for Wayward Swordtooth. Aha. See, I play this game too much. They were expecting us to play something, but that's not the case. Alrighty, hopefully this sticks. Yes. Oh, beautiful. That's what you want. Sweep us. Take it out. If they played Wandering Emperor, the Samurai tokens that have Vigilance, don't have to worry about that, because Pacification Array, we're going to pacify the Samurai. their chances will dwindle. Let's try for Topiary. Oh, look at this. Love it. I think they could have a sweeper, something painful. I'll hold off on that Wayward Swordtooth at least. Let's see if we draw out the Wandering Emperor. I should have known. Vigilance. Man, if I could just give more dinosaurs vigilance, I think that would actually help quite a bit against Azorius control. Not having to worry about the Wandering Emperor exiling stuff. Quite welcome. Yes, make your samurai. Watch us tap it. Oof. No, I can't put charge counter on blasts on there. Never mind. Well, we'll still play this Wayward. Get a body. Attack the fairy, take him down to 1. Hopefully take the fairy out at some point. But that is pretty cool with Pacification Ray. Definitely gunning for Teferi. Ooh, depopulate. Put a bunch of charge counters on this blast zone at least. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just glad I remembered to put the charge counters on it. And hope they don't have a fee. Ooh, the queen. Well, I'm going to 5. Shifting Ceratops would be good, unfortunately. Sometimes we get caught out not having it. Game 1. Of course, very nice. Game 1 against Mono Blue Spirits. Sometimes shifting is still not enough to do it against that deck, but against this deck, shifting can be quite nice. Carnage Tyrant as well, which that thing has been sorely missed, I would say. Let's just pop it. Don't ask questions. Take Teferi out and hope they don't have another copy in hand. Cross your fingers. Where there's one, there's another. But at the very least, they won't be drawing too many extra cards a turn. Oh, Jeskai. Interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. Well, we got Huntmaster. That's kind of nice. Will it survive? Well, that's the question. If it does, we could get hasty Ghalta next turn, but I think there's a pretty good chance it's gonna not live. Back-to-back bone crushers. Guess we should have just tapped that Bone Crusher, but Pacification Ray, well, we'll tap this one, have them completely open, and not get Regisaur Alpha. Okay. Sometimes all you draw is lands. Certainly shifting Ceratops, Tameo safekeeping, cut that Pacification Ray, Yadara Wandering Monster. I guess they're a little bit similar. Yadaro, haste, trample, shifting Ceratops can have haste and trample, and certainly quite a bit more durable than Yadaro in this matchup. Alright. Let's go Tamios. Save one of our creatures from one of their sweepers, and that might be just enough to do the trick. Certainly Ghalta is going to be pretty fantastic if we can save the queen, whenever we can save the queen. Play Ghalta for 2. Likely we have 1 source of green left over to protect the queen. Oh, I like it. That couldn't be a whole lot better. Beautiful, yes. We went first, so we don't have to worry about a sensor. This is... Yeah, speaking of sensor, yeah. That's where it's at. Certainly, has to be Boseiju. Topiary Stomper, if they have another sensor, just in case. I would like to have gone Kiora. I'm going to decline that. Can't counter that. Hopefully they don't have another ether guy. Ooh. Phew. It could sweep us next turn, unfortunately, but if they don't, shifting is... Oh, no sweepers. Let's try for Wayward Swordtooth. If they have another counter spell, we're going to draw it out. Good. We couldn't have used Wayward Swordtooth anytime soon anyways. Still, light on the sweepers. They don't have Settle the Wreckage. Try for her. Oh, counterspell after counterspell. My goodness. We still could recover nicely from a sweeper if we draw a 5th land. Be able to go Regisaur Alpha. My, oh my, look. Absorb, Ether Gust. Goodness. But we're at 5. If they sweep us, we still win. Got him. I don't see him getting out of this. Yes. Oh. They aren't helping a whole lot. Yes, absolutely. When you have so many potential good bodies. Shifting, the potential of haste. Can recover nicely from a sweeper. Regisaur. Playing the things that would be nice to land, but just making them waste counter spells. They didn't have a sweeper, they didn't have planeswalkers, so there's probably a pretty good chance they were chock full of, well, as I expected, stuff. Get it burnt on. Wayward, Kiora, then just continually dropping a bomb after bomb after bomb. They have to counter that thing, but if they counter it, they don't have really anything left over to stop the continual onslaught of that stuff. All right. Excuse me. We'll try and go as fast as possible. Oh, I know. No counter for you, Adam. Luckily, shifting, we got that to land in the face of the Ether Gust. Hopefully, they don't have too many. Of course, Ether Gust sending shifting Ceratops to the top or bottom is a very, very sad time indeed. If we could risk it, we definitely could. I'm going to go for it, folks. 1 land on the draw, 2 chances to see that second land. Hopefully it pays off. Oh boy. Scary. I like taking risks sometimes. Craziness, this is... If it works, it works. Okay, well, let's hope next turn. I bet next turn is going to do it. Yeah. Certainly don't need Wayward Swordtooth. Hey, no fear, no limits, no excuses. Cleansing Wildfire, ooh, that's not great. Well, we'll search for... Get over to the mountains there. Search for a mountain, certainly we need it for Marauding Oh, hey, there we go. We got a thing. Still got Marauding next turn at the very least. Potentially, we will be left with one green if we get a third land. Protecting Marauding. Seeing the Bone Crushers, maybe I could have cut Huntmaster. Ether Gust, we'll decline that. Got the second copy in hand. Oh, if we win this, this is going to be the best match of matches. You would expect with 26 lands, we would see them more often. I mean, we drew a bunch the previous game and then just nothing much here, unfortunately. Yeah, that's how it goes. Randomness, variance. Sphinx's Revelation. I almost thought that was a sweeper for a second. It looked similar to Supreme Verdict. Whew. Well, we'll take 4. See if they use removal on Marauding or some sort of answer. Cross our fingers. No counterspell, but I bet they do. Missing the land hurts. Yes, absolutely. We'll decline that. We really need the third one. Yeah, let's not cause ourselves any more pain and suffering. Those games shouldn't happen too often, but they're bound to happen. Yeah. 3 lands. Rough. I think if I had Commune with Dinosaurs in hand as well, 1 land, Commune, definitely I would feel very safe with that. Not using Commune with Dinosaurs tonight, unfortunately. Commune maybe would have saved us. 2 absolute minimum. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, oftentimes I have made a 1 land hand with Commune work quite nicely. Still very risky, but when you pull it off, satisfying to say the least. Boom, look at that. Mono blue. Yeah, that might do us in, unfortunately. Oh no, 100%. Keep 3 unless there's Commune. Okay. Oh, they didn't get Curiob's Obsession on this guy. Yeah. Well, do they have a counterspell? We're about to find out. Yes. We gotta draw out the counterspells at some point here. This is very good. They don't have that Curious Obsession. Oh, man. Right. Cross your fingers for this guy. Pacification, never mind. Pacification Array to tap down a spirit could be nice as well. With all your heart, yes, it is very good. I think a lot of people probably played in Explorer. Of course, Historic maybe is a little bit painful for dinos. Haven't played in Historic too much. I think we gotta have this Stomping Ground tapped. Cycle Yadaro. We can't counter a cycling ability. I think our saving grace at the moment is them not having Curious Obsession. Yeah, Pioneer, Explorer. It's going to be nice with the Explorer anthologies as we get closer to actual Pioneer. Some of the key cards from that format coming into Explorer here really going to shake stuff up big time. Eventually, they'll probably flash in some spirits, I would imagine. Or use the 4 for Spectral Sailor's ability. eventually. Huh. They probably forgot about it. Yeah. Oh, if we get that Blast Zone, like I mentioned, Blast Zone against Mono Blue Spirits, lots of stuff for one. That would do the trick. I'd probably try and play Regisaur Alpha if I get that Blast Zone. They probably have more counter spells though. They're weighing the options. Play a Spirit and not have enough mana for a counter spell. Sink mana into Ascendant Spirit right now and not have enough mana for the counter spell. Or the ant. Ooh, okay. We're going to give her a go. Maybe. Oh, okay. They are out of counter spells. What else is in their hand? That's a head scratcher. That's pretty good. Oh, we may still get him here. Close to your Giants deck. Oh, Adam, Giants I think are quite fantastic. Definitely enough support to make a Giants tribal deck work. A lot of fantastic options that do some pretty interesting things. I'll try for this. We still would be able to play Ghalta. 4, 5, and we would have 10 permanents if they don't counter Wayward Swordtooth. Hopefully that's not the case. Oh boy. Boom. Look at that damage. Still dead. Whew. Whew. Almost. Never mind. What am I thinking? 2. Math is hard. You know what that calls for. Exactly lethal. Ah, you gotta be kidding. Ghalta Regisaur. Well, it was good synergy. It was a good try, but shifting Ceratops, goodbye to their chances. I'm still liking that pacification ray. Really, oh, very close, very close. Interesting to see the Nebelgast Herald. That is not something I've often seen in Mono Blue Spirits. But whenever it or another spirit enters the battlefield, tapping target creature, that really could slow us down. Well, we'll bring in Blast Zone, actually. I almost forgot to bring it in. Got the Turntimber Symbiosis to still keep 26 lands. Tamio's safekeeping, they're not really targeting stuff. They're really only countering, so Tamio's isn't going to do a whole lot other than protecting something from being tapped. We'll take out Yadaro. Certainly shifting has to be in 100%. Gruul Stompy. Ah, interesting. Hey, sometimes you do what you gotta do. Maybe dinos don't quite get it done or get it done enough. Whatever meta you're playing in, Explorer, Pioneer at a local game store. Man, this is tempting though. Shifting Ceratops certainly gets it done against Mono Blue Spirits, but it is one land hand, and this, oh, just got infinitely better. We'll send Ghalta to the bottom for sure. It looks nice. Is it Charm? Oh, more of the charms I think would be very welcome. But certainly Is It Charm. Versatile. What else do they have? Trying to think. Just something that can do multiple things. Ezeka's Chariot. Oh, Ezeka's Chariot. More just decks featuring that sort of thing. That has been painful quite often. Some nights, there was actually one night a little bit ago where I faced Gruul aggro, Essica's Chariot 2, maybe 3 times in a row. That was nasty. Fading Hope. Oh, that's not nice. Nuts. Ah, man. Not getting the turn 3 shifting hurts. But we'll try for it again. I didn't think they had something for 1. Maybe another Fading Hope, unfortunately. Still no Curious Obsession. This is good. We're getting lucky there in that regard. But yeah, definitely shifting. And we can give it haste. Can't counter it. I'm not sure. I just didn't know. Huh. They've never seen something that can't be countered. You can still try to counter something, it will just fizzle. So they thought maybe they could still counter it because the game was allowing them to do it. That was pretty cool. I think we may have, excuse me, may have them here. You can't target it, you can't block it, nothing. Lights out. Now, Topiary get to 6, get to 7 next turn with Sheltered Thicket to turn that guy on. Still have 1 green left over if, well, we can't block shifting anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go. They'd have to bounce Marauding or block it to live. Oh, Rattle Chains to take out Marauding. That's okay. Not the worst thing in the world. I think they'll leave enough back to make Faceless Haven a creature, trading with Shifting Ceratops, but we still have Marauding and Topiary Stomper swinging through. That might be enough to get it done. Oh, and the Pacification Array. Yes, please. Let's go. You either counter that or you have enough for Faceless Haven. Dead. We got him. We got him. I'm getting pretty lucky. Dodging Curious Obsession. I imagine that's got to be in, and we've just been fortunate. They haven't slapped an early Curious Obsession or Compulsive Research. I forget the other one that Mono Blue Spirits players have started using, but yeah, a turn 2 Curious Obsession on a Spectral Sailor is maybe lights out if you can't remove it immediately. Well, I gotta be scared. But I'm thinking maybe I still should have Shifting Ceratops to begin with. Just the fact, getting caught out, back against the wall, having to see Shifting in Game 2 and Game 3 just to have a chance. But if we take him down because of Shifting in Game 1, we're off to the races. Greasefang, depends. It can be pretty good. I've got Scavenger Grounds at the moment, which I think is absolutely lovely. 2, tap it, sacrifice a desert. Usually Scavenger Grounds is going to be the only desert, but still, 2, tap it, sacrifice it, exile all graveyards. That has done the trick. Maybe I need a little bit more Greasefang hate, but multiple days in a row, I won't even face a single Greasefang deck. At least for me, it hasn't been that common, so I felt safe not having a whole lot of dedicated hate for it. Maybe I've just been fortunate. I know Greasefang is one of the best decks in the format at the moment. I'm just crossing my fingers we get a 3rd land at least for Shifting, but yeah, it's been pretty good with Scavenger Grounds. Oh yes, a lot of turn 3 wins. I'm surprised I haven't seen more Greasefang because of the World Championships. Yes, yeah, oh no, definitely. Sometimes you get that turn 3 Parhelion. That's going to do it. And then the game 2, you get the turn 3 Parhelion as well, but if it becomes more common, I am not afraid. Not one bit. I'm a little bit afraid of their position at the moment. Ooh, if we could have gotten shifting. But Stomping Ground still kind of alright. We got Wayward Swordtooth allowing us to play this Sheltered Thicket. Yeah. I'm actually thinking, I was considering having the full playset of Weathered Runestone instead of Pacification Ray, starting off with Weathered Runestone, turning off Greasefang, mono green ramp with Storm the Festival, anything playing stuff from the graveyard, whatever. Do we got any chance here? Does not look like it. Could go Great Henge. Shifting. Ascendant Spirit will be flying next turn. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. They had the fantastic aggression, and sometimes nothing much you can do. Very interesting. We still didn't see even a Curious Obsession at Game 3. I wonder if they didn't have it at all. I didn't run Anger of the Gods in the sideboard tonight. I think it would have been nice, especially if they didn't have a counter spell. Would have really dropped them down big time. But just with Wayward Swordtooth, again with Pacification Array, trying that out with it being a permanent as well, the Runestone. That feels pretty good. Maybe having other things that deal with graveyard strategies and strategies like that. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just trying as many nights as possible, focusing super heavily on tons of creatures, just going very linear, not a whole lot of interaction, whether it's single target or a sweeper. All in on the plan of slamming bodies and hoping that gets the job done. Of course, maybe Anger in the sideboard is more right than not. Always Anger all the time. Hard to say, but I don't think you can go wrong with at least a few copies of this. We turn off so much stuff. Yorion, of course, Enigmatic Incarnation. They can't cheat out a creature, which is quite nice. But yeah, shutting down Greasefang, Yorion a little bit. Anything Collected Company, Storm the Festival, the Greasy Rat. Always lovely turning off the Greasy Rat. They can pretty easily deal with small permanents, but having a backup copy, 4 copies, 3 copies maybe, at the very least, I would imagine Weathered Runestone is more useful than the Pacification Rate, perhaps. Oh, it will always be an issue. 100%. There is one thing, one sweeper that I would absolutely love. You may have used it before. I've shown it off to you guys, but Volcanic. Yes, right there. Look at that. I wish they reprinted this in Standard. My goodness. I would love to use that against spirits. I think it would help decently. Sometimes they get too big, out of range of 2 damage, but just a sweeper that can't be countered. Very, very nice. Yeah, spirits will always be around. Spirits will get worse with a couple more options that come in with the Explorer anthologies. I guess spirits would go more towards Azorius. They've got shoot, it's on the tip of my tongue. But they've got nasty options in Pioneer. It's gonna get worse, that's for sure. I think Volcanic Fallout would be nice. Maybe one day they print some sweeper instant speed that deals 3 damage to each creature. and can't be countered. Man, that would just be delightful. I have. Yes, absolutely. I've wondered about that. I got 4 copies. Well, certainly, I don't think anyone brings in all 4 copies, but still. Yeah, very much. It is a permanent. It costs 1. Great to have this down. Turn 1. Trample, lifelink on Wayward Swordtooth especially. 2 max. Ooh. Maybe 2 Shadow Spears and 2 Ember Cleaves. I've tried that before in the past. It's been pretty decent. Of course, Ember Cleave would finish things off. Shadow Spear might just finish things off due to that lifelink. And also, Marauding Raptor. If we get lifelink on that, whenever we play a Dino and it pings our own Dino, we gain 2 life from that interaction as well. So it can actually be pretty sweet that way. That was pretty cool when I discovered that fact. The more life gain, the merrier. Whether or not we use that new dinosaur that was spoiled from the Brothers' War, turning off life gain, I think I still would like to use Shadow Spear, even though we're not gaining stuff. But permanence, your opponent's controller is hexproof and indestructible. Hard to say. I almost would like something that gives everybody reach, or a bunch of things. Actually, a Tarkas. I think that could be pretty decent against spirits. A nice surprise for him. Yeah. Basically, it's that dinosaur. For 2 and a red, a 4/3 trample. Players can't gain life, and I think it's some other ability. For me, I feel like it's going to be better than Rampaging Ferocidon. Of course, the 4 power absolutely is lovely. Pairing up with Kiora, Behemoth, Beckoner. I'm going to be drawing a card. Of course, I think I may just start off with that thing on the regular. Take out, Yadara Wandering Monster that I've been using tonight. Jam it in and never be caught out by anything life gain related ever again, which a Tarkas command would also help in that regard. But really, it's just the dinosaur for me at the moment. I don't see myself using too much else. Nothing has jumped out yet, but I'll take another look and maybe do a mini set review, possibly at some point. But I've always wondered about this against spirits, especially. Dealing a bit of damage, but that last ability, creatures you control get +1/+1 and reach. I think that could do the trick. Oh, they have us on the ropes. Nobody has reach. We only have 2. Shifting Ceratops can only block 1 spirit. What are we gonna do? Bam. Very nice. Could start off with a Tarkas command, of course. End of their second turn, we have 2 untapped. Boom, 3 damage to them. Play an extra land. Of course, a Tarkas synergizes with the increased land count to 26, 27. Gaia's Gift. Oh. It is kind of tight. Yes. I feel like I'd rather probably a Tarkas than Gaia's Gift. Something equipment related to give reach might be nice. Hard to say. But gain reach, trample, and indestructible. The versatility of that. Trample, of course, on Marauding Raptor when it's pumped up and massive. Getting through a bunch of damage and winning. Or surviving due to indestructible. But the reach to take out somebody who tempting. I don't know. Atarka's versatile, doing a lot of things, but that card, Gaia's Gift as well, is worth a try, at least. Shifting the meta. Probably Monastery Swift Spear. The fantastic mono red aggro all-star, 1 red, 1/2 prowess, haste. I think that thing is gonna send mono red over the top, unfortunately. I may have to start off with Anger of the Gods all the time, at least in the sideboard like we were saying, but Monastery Swift Spear is probably the thing I'm most scared about. Nasty, nasty stuff right there. It's pretty cool that they've reprinted Monastery Swift Spear. We were going to get it eventually with an Explorer anthology, but yeah, whew. Oh, the 3-drop board wipe. Yes, yes. Stone Brain, I think, is also pretty crazy. Surgical extraction ability, taking out that key combo piece. Stone Brain might be a nice sideboard option for me, even. This hand is not so nice. A little bit clunky, but insane. Karn. If Karn wasn't good already, the fact that they now have Stone Brain or something like it is oof. Not the best. Stone Brain is a big brain because it is so... Oh, look. We're saved. We're able to go with something. And Huntmaster survives with what might be Orzhov control, Doom Foretold. If Huntmaster survives this, Orzhov aggro, Orzhov vampires, Orzhov vampires. Okay, a tribal versus tribal matchup coming at ya. You know what? We could go Huntmaster plus Marauding. Really increase the chance of seeing Ghalta next turn. I think so. I think so. Nah. But definitely the synergy of Regisaur Ghalta. Again, I think Ghalta is the best thing Dinosaurs can do. Hopefully you guys saw that little video about Ghalta that I posted last night. I'm pretty proud of that, and trying different editing techniques was pretty cool, but not a whole lot better than a 12-12 trample for dirt cheap. We're not... Oh, attack. You know you wanna. Good stuff. We may get her next turn. Oh... Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. You said the synergy of Regisaur and Ghalta, and you are witnessing the synergy. Ask and you shall receive. My goodness, that is what this deck does. Yes, GG. That was just a thing of beauty. You mentioned it, and then next turn, boom. Tell me what deck does something that good. I'll wait. That's got to be legitimate. That is absolutely a pretty darn legitimate thing to do. Hopefully they don't kill Ghalta. It may not be a good game, but they have to kill her. The pacification ray is tapping down things. To leave them more open actually could work out pretty nicely. Yeah, we can tap down Edgar, Charmed Groom. That's going to be good. I think definitely Edgar. We can't use both pacification arrays, but just Edgar alone probably is going to do it. And having an artifact, we can make use of the colorless mana from use Karplusan Forest. No funny business there. Boom. Hey, pretty decent. Maximum aggression, let's go. I think that might have saved us. Excuse me. I was hoping pacification array would at least come in handy one game tonight. Oh, to 1 or 7. No, they had... anyways, we had to do that. I forgot those other tokens had lifelink. We had to do something because they would have just gotten out of control. Maybe could have waited a turn for both pacification arrays. But we'll be able to tap Edgar and Kalitas next turn anyways, if it makes sense to do so, or at least Kalitas, and they won't gain life. We'll see. It's just so tempting when you see Ghalta, you can play her for cheap, attack with a bunch of stuff, not getting overly excited. Maybe taking a pause to evaluate if it actually is the best thing. Doesn't get much more exciting than a swing like that, though. Tempting for sure. Oh, we got Yadaro. Okay. That might do it. That probably doesn't, man. Well, maybe. Hey, Yadaro. 2 and 2 red for an 8/6. Trample haste. Charging Monstersaur, we could have played for dirt cheap, but Yadaro does the trick. Whenever I think of cutting that guy, I have games like that where you top deck it. Likely with all the lands we have, plus the cost reduction. This list especially, we should be able to easily see him. It's pretty hard to cycle him 4 times, but it doesn't get much better of a top deck. Maybe Ghalta is a good top deck, but that thing, beautiful. Alright, something Bouncer's Beatdown. How did I not go straight to that? Orzhov Vampires. And that's what you want. I could see Blast Zone. Maybe. Yeah, let's do the Blast Zone. A Blast Zone for 4 to take out Kalitas, Edgar. Maybe a Blast Zone for 2 to drop a bunch of Gifted Aetherborn, deterring some of our aggression due to the Death Touch. Pacification Array did help out quite a bit, but Bouncer's Beatdown is the ticket. Tamios. I don't feel they have a whole lot of interaction. For the most part, it's probably just barf vampires. Maybe they'll bring it in. We'll find out. A Blast Zone. Raking Claws for Ghalta, absolutely. Stuff that doubles power. Ronus, God Eternal. 3 and 2 green when it enters the battlefield. Double the power of each creature you control, and they gain vigilance. So I was talking about something that gives vigilance to help us against the Wandering Emperor. Ronus, God Eternal could do that. Anything that doubles power, double strike, yes. Ooh, it is very tempting with Ghalta, and maybe this list could benefit from something like Raking Claws. I think I would try Raking Claws, especially because if you're going to give Double Strike to something, it might as well be that. Ghalta already has Trample, so you really don't, well, you probably only need to give it Double Strike once. I would imagine that would finish off most opponents in enough situations. You don't really need the fact that Embercleave is an artifact. It can stick around. Raking Claws, especially with the cycling for 2. Very nice. I've tried Raking Claws a little bit. Not a whole lot, but maybe tomorrow night. Something with double strike. Something to double power. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Always room for improvement. But this is good aggression from the Adanto Vanguard. Ouch. At least Huntmaster survives. We see Adanto for 2 and Legion Lieutenant. I could see Blast Zone this turn. Up it. Yeah, we're going to go with Topiary Stomper. Regisaur Alpha next turn. Hopefully Ghalta. We may have to take a little bit of damage from their stuff, but I don't think it'll be quite enough. If we absolutely have to, or they play a bunch more things next turn for 2, probably Blast Zone instead and upping the charge counters. I'm happy they didn't kill Huntmaster again. Maybe not a whole lot of single target interaction. Jam the vampires just like I'm jamming the dinos. All dinos all day. No blocks. 6 is, that's quite a bit. Ooh, this is not going to be good. Ouch. Marauding next turn would be quite nice. That's not marauding. We can make something happen with Regisaur. If we can survive this onslaught coming at us. We'll give it a go. Certainly they'd never attack with Legion Lieutenant if we can kill it. Possibly the token to threaten a Danto Vanguard. They'd have to pay 4 life to give it indestructible. Then Regisaur Alpha to stop the Legion Lieutenant if they did attack with it. Might keep us alive. And we just play a bunch of big stuff next turn, I hope. At least we deter probably a decent bit of aggression from them. Oh. Good stuff, good stuff. I like it. Kill a token, hopefully. Only taken 4? Alright, that seems nice. Kind of like that token. Gotta swing off, cast out. So they do have something for something. Well, I cast out at the wrong turn because if they did it before, I would have assumed they'd do it before blockers, huh? No. We're not dead yet, but we're probably dead. We could get Marauding Raptor for 1 red. Definitely have enough for Ghalta. A sweeper though, Anger of the Gods. Yeah, I'm missing that big time. Can we survive some way, somehow? Or to no. That's all right. We took them down once, and we know they have at least something to deal with stuff. That cast out is pretty painful, though. I feel like Tamio's safe keeping, actually. Nah, I'll keep it as is. Hope for maximum aggression. Maximum... Well, we're on the play. And they don't have a lot of stuff, even with just the cast out. Maybe we've been fortunate and not seen the fatal pushes that are in. Thought seizes. I would have thought seize at least. Seeing that once. Game 1 or game 2. I always felt if you're in black, even if it's a deck like this, you still use thought seize. Some amount of thought seize. Oh, we're keeping that. Boom. We got Boseiju, maybe to deal with that cast out if they try to deal with the queen. That would be mean, and hopefully this hand is mean enough to get the job done. No fatal push. You can do it. We don't really have anything to benefit the cost reduction of marauding, but good chance we'll draw something. Lands for days. Nuts. Well, we'll attack with Marauding Raptor. We wouldn't have been blocking a Danto Vanguard anyways. Might as well do some damage to him. Oh, all right. Good stuff. Keep the fur baby fed, healthy, happy. Oh my goodness. We're spoiled in the land department. Maybe they have something at instant speed to deal with marauding. Hopefully that's not the case. Next to down. Okay. Doesn't seem like it. I was figuring they were going to do something. I should have powered up and dealt one more damage with Castle Embereth there, but it just seemed like they were going to do something. I guess the Adanto Vanguard, at each step and phase, it pauses for a second if they want to pay for life and give it indestructible. That's what holds priority up. Creature next turn? Well, hopefully. Someday we'll see a creature. Oh, I jinxed myself. Hate it when that happens. Well, we'll get to Ghalta eventually here. Blast Zone could be nice. Primal Might actually would be very, very nice on something with Trample. X and green, +X, and you fight a creature. I've used that quite a bit in the past, and it has been lovely. There could be some, definitely. Death Gorge Scavenger to deal with graveyard strategies, at least a little bit. Only single target, but Parhelion 2, because that's a non-creature. Death Gorge to exile it. Pumps up its toughness to 3, survives the Marauding Raptor ping. Hopefully, we're able to give Death Gorge haste, and we can also attack with it the turn it lands, at least swinging with it being 5 power. Very, very satisfying stuff. But again, Greasefang, they can put stuff into their graveyard at instant speed, and Death Gorge Scavenger oftentimes is not enough to keep that deck down. But it still would be something. High power, possibly. Certainly that new Dino is going to synergize with Ghalta. 3 for a Dino with 4 power, very, very intriguing. But the amount of lands this game is not. Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. You have a bunch, you draw a bunch. You have a bunch, you don't draw a bunch. I have a hunch. This is still probably my favorite variation. Something similar to this. Lots of lands, Ghalta. I think almost at this point I can say this is the most right way that I feel like playing Dinos. But we can look up some things that might synergize with Ghalta a bit. I won't leave you guys quite yet. It's always nice to consider what might make something better. We'll do just Dino to start. And we'll go black and white, even though probably a pretty good chance we wouldn't use those colors. Yeah, nothing really in that. Definitely something in red. Possibly. A Drover of the Mighty. Actually, I've used Drover of the Mighty quite a bit to power out a Ghalta with Marauding Raptor. Drover of the Mighty costing 1 green. For 1 green, increasing the total power by 3. Very, very good. Main board. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Maybe something versatile. Something to interact a little bit better, for sure. I have like Inscription of Abundance. Not a burn spell, of course, but just Inscription for its versatility. Burn spells, though. Very nice. Yeah, I think if I had to add something else, bringing back the 3 amigos, Drover of the Mighty, Marauding Raptor, and Otepec Huntmaster. Accelerate, increase total power. Although chances are this thing will get removed. If it doesn't, we're off to the races. Lightning Strike, yes. Oh, I think Play with Fire could be good. Just because it costs 1 in a pinch against Mono Blue Spirits, I think Play with Fire would be quite nice. Heroic Intervention. I could see Heroic Intervention. I think for the most part, I mean, if it is single target interaction, Tameo Safekeeping probably is better in that regard. If we're only going to use that spell to save 1 thing, you might as well spend 1 green instead of 1 and a green. Half the price, but definitely Heroic Intervention to stop the sweepers. Play with Fire, though. I think if I had to choose, it probably would be Play with Fire. Eventually here. Where is it? Somewhere. Am I blind? Where is Play with Fire? Huh. Do I not have a single... Oh, I'm blind. I'm blind. My goodness. I don't think Commune's Dinosaurs is too slow. Of course, the increased consistency with Commune, that can't be understated. When the list is basically only dinos and only lands, I think Commune makes sense. But if you have a lot of non-hits, of course, Bone Crusher Giant, very good. Land War Elves or Elvish Mystic, some other artifacts, maybe not as high of a land count. Doesn't feel as good, but a list like this, definitely Commune, it will never be bad. Maybe it's not the most right thing, but it's not bad. It's always good any point in the game that you see it. Maybe you don't feel safe to play your turn 2 thing, Huntmaster, Marauding, take the turn off to go with Commune. Of course, that can be quite nice. Late game, maybe it helps grab Ghalta. Always very satisfying. Digging 5, chances are you're going to find at least something pretty useful. Maybe that Yidaro. Commune with Dinosaurs with Yidaro. Perhaps Commune helps to see this a little bit more. You get to cycle it that 4th time and then just see it, boom, pop right onto the battlefield. I think I've done it twice in all my time using Yidaro, which is not a lot. But I think maybe Commune is needed, not needed. It's hard to say. It's hard to say for sure. Yidaro, I mean, hey, at the very least, you get to do something on turn 2. Maybe if you don't think you'll have a chance of seeing him, the worst case scenario of cycling it is pretty good. I will not do that, JDX. It's very strong, passionate words, but I love Magic. I'll always love it as long as it exists. I'll play Dinos, play League of Legends, sprinkled in a little bit. Yeah. I always love it. Win or lose. Certainly tonight was a little bit more painful, but it does not deter me. It will not deter me. Graveyard Recursion. Oh, yes. Very tempting. The tribal Graveyard Recursion of Haunted Voyage. Haunting Voyage. If dinos weren't already scary enough, Haunting. Whew. I should have done something for Halloween with Haunting Voyage. I missed my chance. Next year I'll do it. 0 knowledge on League of Legends. Hey. Okay. But yeah, if I had to do recursion, it'd probably be this. Or Back for More. Back for More actually has been very intriguing. Instant speed recursion. Back for more. My microphone covers most of my keyboard, so can't see what I'm typing. Yes, Back for More. Take a look at that. Oh no. Ghalta was swept. Ghalta was killed. Likely with this list, all the lands and acceleration, we have enough to play it. I think it could be, well, actually Yadaro doesn't stay in the graveyard due to his ability. That would have been very nice, I guess. When he cycled, he just goes back into the library. And we still draw a card. Oh yeah, oh no. It's basically the only card that does it. For the most part, everything you cycle normally goes to the graveyard. But easy to miss, something I likely would have forgotten as well. But still, I think there's got to be something to this Back for More. Instant speed, get Ghalta, and have Ghalta fight and kill basically anything. A 12/12, you got to imagine, does the trick. And Back for More is pretty easy to cast, only requiring that one source of black. Maybe we bring back Carnage Tyrant for 6, some other big dino. Recursion with Regisaur and Ghalta, absolutely. Or only Ghalta, yeah. I think for the most part, most decks don't play creatures that cost so much. So Back for More just doesn't seem worth it. But when you have a deck that has, you know, something for 5, something for 6 with like Carnage Tyrant, Ghalta of course is the ultimate of ultimate targets. But when your deck has a lot of stuff for 3, the odd thing for 4, a bunch of stuff for 2, Back for More probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense for those decks. Lower to the ground, cheaper, mid-range, aggro things. But I think it could be pretty good for dinos. Maybe just even starting off with Back for More, because what deck doesn't kill or answer our stuff? Counters it, kills it, sweeps it. Pretty much everything does something painful to what we want to do. Gonna keep that in mind. Maybe bring in Drover of the Mighty to help play something like Back for More. A couple sources of black. One swamp, definitely if I was going back to Jund. Topiary Stomper to grab that swamp in a pinch if we're looking to recur the queen from the graveyard. Well, lots to think about, always. Lots to think about. Try our best. Some nights will be more hits than misses, more misses than hits. But that was fantastic overall. Fantastic chatting with you guys, and hopefully you have a good night, good morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is you are watching. Remember, there's always room for improvement, whether it's this, out in the real world, your work, you can get better. Love you too, JDX, everybody else. Yes, hopefully you have a good night as well. Hey, no. Indulge in adult beverages. I can't knock that. I don't think it's too great for your health. It's probably more detrimental than it is good. Yeah. Coffee is good enough for me. That gets me going, gets me up, moving. I'll stick with black coffee for now, but yeah. All right. Definitely. Every once in a while, I think, in moderation. Certainly not bad, but right before, always drink right before work. I suspect that's not going to go over well. You may not have a work to go to. Hopefully you have to walk or take public transportation. Of course, you should never drive. Drinking anything, I would imagine. All the nutrients. Maybe there's some that has infused with vitamins and minerals. I don't think so. All right. Leave it there for tonight. Hopefully you still have a good one and you don't wake up with a hangover. Too bad of a headache. All right. Peace.